Okay, Michelle here again, living in Ghana. I'm doing this video a little bit frustrated, or a lot frustrated. Maybe I am very, very frustrated. Reason for my frustration? Imagine this. I'm 56 years old. I'm a big woman. I own the land that I am living on. I'm responsible. I think I'm a responsible person. I think I'm a very fairly intelligent person, right? So it is really, really frustrating to find myself in a position. This is me now after when I had my second child and I realized how stressful it was to be traveling with her. I had taken on responsibility for my little, it's my grandnephew because it's my niece's child. She dropped out of school, had him, and she was using him as an excuse not to go back to school. So I took on responsibility for him. So I was dropping him at school, dropping my baby down my mother, which was like a couple miles away, and I was doing that by taxi. When I left work, I had to do that in the reverse, right? Pick her up at my mother, take a taxi in the town center, then stop at the school where my nephew was, and then come home. So I decided to buy a vehicle, right? That was my first vehicle, a Suzuki Swift. At the time, it was a sedan, not a hatchback. Then I changed my vehicle and I bought a Nissan March. I've had a vehicle since. This is the first time in my life since then that I have not had a vehicle at my disposal. And it's becoming the most aggravating thing. Why is it aggravating? Because the bikers that I depend on to travel with seem to all be under control of one guy. This one guy became our go-to guy because as single women living here in this isolated here, I'm the only resident right now in Land of Judah in the Agendum community, and I've been exposed to a whole lot of things because of that vulnerability. So we try to limit the amount of guys that come up here, whether to work on the property or to carry us back and forth. Now this guy, we call him whenever we are going down. So for some reason it was established, and maybe because of our action, it was established that he's our go-to guy. Of course, I believe that you don't put your eggs in one basket. So there are a couple other persons that we try to make contact with to bring us up here, right? One of the warnings we got was, be careful which of these bike guys you bring up, because some of them are, thieves or criminals, whatever you want to call it. Ghana is not a violent society. They'll steal from you, but it's very unlikely that you'll end up being hurt physically. I'm not saying it never happens. I'm just saying it's less likely to happen. But anyway, why am I frustrated now? I've come to realize that every time, because he's now, I guess, comfortable in the role, when we call this guy to come for us, we already know. It's like he chooses when to get here. And sometimes we're waiting 45, 50, sometimes an hour and something gone. And every time you call him, I'm coming. And he's not there. So now, I just recently did my wall in the lobby in the house, rendered the walls. And the person who did it turned out to be his brother, right? I found that out just after I first had a conversation with him regarding doing the tiling work in my bathroom. And he made me know that he did it, he took it, because it's somebody else's spoiled work, so to speak. And normally he wouldn't take it on, but he did because we knew his brother, who always, traffic us back and forth. Don't have a problem with that. So now he does the rendering, and I want my cupboards to be done. So I want the top of my cupboard to be casted. And he boarded it up and told me that I should call his brother to do the steel work. which I did. Last week, Thursday, he was supposed to come. When I called, didn't get him, call again. When I got him, something was wrong with his bike. He was working on the bike. Remember, no, for everybody, it's just Christmas morning. To me, it's a regular morning. But I know that some places were closed because they're celebrating the Christmas day and all of that. But he said he had bike problems. And I said, okay, as soon as you're finished, and he wanted to buy some things to eat for him to take up. He does that sometimes. You call him, he said buy bread, buy meat, whatever, and he'll bring it. You just have to pay him for the traveling, right? So I'm here waiting, and I see the afternoon is approaching and no sign of him. And we don't have anything there to eat. So we said, okay, let us all go down. Call a friend of ours who normally helps us out. And she was the person who picked us up in the car. And we promised to buy our gas and so on. When I saw the time approaching and he wasn't appearing, it wouldn't make sense for him to come now to do any work. So I told him, since you're not here, I need to do something else with my afternoon. So I would appreciate it if you come tomorrow, which was Friday. Well, guys, suffice it to say that he did not turn up on Friday. I called about 3 times. No call back, no excusing. He didn't call and apologize, nothing. And that is something else that is a problem for me. They say they're coming 7, they don't come 7. For persons who don't really mind that's fine. For me, if you say you're coming 7, I expect you at 7. If you don't come at 7, I expect an apology. I expect you to call and apologize for not being on time, explain that you're going to be late, or explain that you're not going to be able to make it at all. That is me. But this young man did not call at all. I didn't hear anything from him. I decided I was not going to call him at all. His brother reached out and asked if I was okay. I said, well, your brother was supposed to come. He did not come. He asked if he should reach out. I said, that's up to you. But I'm just letting you know that he did not come to do the work I asked him to do. Now, this is Sunday. I'm back and forthing as to what I should do because I want to go down to get something to eat. I'm thinking of going to the house my daughter is currently house sitting at, and charging my phones because a whole lot of things seems to be giving me problems right now. The generator, when I plug it in, when I turn it on, throw in the gas is burning, but my things are not charging for some reason. After it burned out yesterday, 1 gallon almost shut off on us, the phone still was not charged. I've spent about 700 or 800 cedis this week alone on gasoline for the generator. So that too is something else you have to think about. And I know I'm going around this a long way, but all right, let's not talk about the generator. So I need somewhere to charge the phone so that I don't have to use out the last gallon that I have now until later on, maybe tomorrow or the day after, when I'm really going to need it. So if I could charge my phone today elsewhere, I could save that 1 gallon of gas, right? He called me early this morning before 8 to say he's coming to do the steel work. I said, okay, you're coming now? Yes, I'm coming. Well, guys, it is now, what time is it?
11:51.
11:51. And I still have not seen him. I still have not heard a word since he called to say he was coming to do the work. No. I decided, okay, we're not going to wait. We're going down, see if we can buy anything and just go chill at the house my daughter is house sitting at for the rest of the day, and then we see what we can bring up to eat tomorrow. So I don't call him because obviously he's busy. I don't know. But I call someone else, another biker. And this is not the first time this happens. So we are there waiting on the biker we called. And it's unusual that he's not here. Because that biker, when you call him, he comes. And that is another problem. You call some and they come right away. The one we're used to does not come right away unless it suits him. Sometimes he's carrying people before. Sometimes he's working and he doesn't want to give it to anybody else. When he's not available, he usually calls another biker, send them here because we tell him he's to be careful who he sends here. Things like that. So there are good, there are positives to it and there are negatives. I am there waiting on this other biker to come, only to get a call from the first biker. He got a call that we want to come down. I thought he was calling to say he was coming to do the work. So I was telling him, don't bother to come. He said, one of the biker told me you want to come down. And here we are, since he said that, still waiting on him. So the problem here is like we are locked in and we are held at ransom or held at the whim of these guys, because this one guy, like he's in control of them. He tells them to come, and I mean, I'm not exaggerating, because one day he used to come for my daughter. My daughter has been late a number of times to get to my granddaughter's bus because he is called at 5 a.m. He's supposed to come at 5:45. He says, I'm coming. And at 5:57, 6 a.m. in the morning, he's still saying he's coming every time you call him, if you get him when you keep calling back. So I'm sitting here now and I'm saying, I want to go about my business. You're waiting on the biker to decide that it is okay or convenient for him to pick me up. I'm venting now about the inconvenience of waiting on bikers to get me where I want to go. So I've wasted my entire morning and I'm still waiting. Still waiting.